Pettey-Tredoux maak opslaa in The Voice USA, maar sy het gekies om Suid-Afrika te verteenwoordig by die gesogte kompetisie. Nou sy kuier vanoggend om te vertel van haar interessante familiegeskiedenis en Afrika wortels. Camille, seeing as Oregon is 9 hours behind us, I presume good evening is in order?
Yes, it's 10 p.m. right now. Hi.
Wow, well, at least one thing that the USA is behind from us. The rest, they are in front of us. It's wonderful chatting to you. Thank you for your time just before bed. So you're a dual citizen, well, actually a tri-citizen. I hear there's a bit of Romanian in your upbringing as well. Why did you decide to represent South Africa in The Voice, and how did it work out for you doing that? How do people perceive you in the USA when you tell them you're from South Africa?
Yeah, well, my entire father's side of the family is Afrikaans, and I grew up in Joburg until I was 13. So for me, my entire childhood upbringing is South African. In America, I've lived in various different states and didn't really have one home. So for me, South Africa is home. That's where all my family still lives. That's where my culture is. I visit a lot. So it kind of was a no-brainer. And I just love Africa. So I'm like, that's my country.
Yeah.
You, like Swan mentioned, participated in The Voice. How was that experience?
Oh, it was surreal. It took a lot of self-belief and a lot of just strength to not kind of panic under the pressure, but it was also my big dream to be a singer and to use music to heal people. So to be able to go and sing on the big stage for such incredible coaches is just a dream come true, but it felt like a dream. It felt like it wasn't real, but just amazing. I met the most incredible people ever.
And it was so amazing when you told Snoop Dogg, Drop It Like It Hot was used when you were 9 years old, and you, down the aisle in the church, you dropped the scripture like it was hot. And you're not ashamed of your deeper inner faith feelings, and you have a legacy in your family regarding your father was a dominee, and it has a very close relation to the ministry in your whole family and your roots, and you've chosen to carry on with that. Tell us about the way you want to heal people and change people through your art.
Yeah, I mean, my father was, like you said, dominee, a pastor. My opa, my whole father and mother side of the family have been preaching for generations. And whether or not you're Christian or not, for us, we care about giving people good news and joy and something to believe in that can make the world a better place. And so for me, music, the second you hear a song, it goes straight into your heart. It goes right through you. And that means it has a lot of power. And when I think you're given a voice, and I have a voice to sing, I feel that it is important, and it's a mission of mine to use that voice to, like I like to say to people, soothe their souls, especially when the world is hurting. I know so many people are struggling, and when you listen to peaceful music or even fired up music, it just makes you feel alive, it calms you down. So for me, that's carrying my father's legacy. If he used to stand at the pulpit and preach, and for me, singing is preaching. It's here's something soulful for you.
Preach it, girl.
Your father has such an inspiring story, and his legacy and the influence it has on your life up to the cancer. Tell us a little bit about your dad and how he influenced and shaped your life.
Yeah, he was, I'll have to say, first of all, he loved South Africa. He was very proud South African, and he was a chef, and he was always cooking curry and malva pudding, and my oma is a great cook. And so I just was surrounded by a person who loved food. He loved to go into nature and hike, and then he was an opera singer, and he sang at Rau, University of Johannesburg, in the choir, and he sang for Margaret Thatcher and was on television in South Africa when he was in his 20s. So I grew up hearing him sing all the time, and he was just such a happy beacon of light, truly. Anyone who met him couldn't not know Nos. He was this fiery man. He played rugby, and he was this big guy. So it just inspired me to also be someone who is happy and brings joy and he was always said like, follow your dreams. And when he got diagnosed with cancer, he had diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. When he was 50, he was very healthy, and he had a weird mutation, and he passed within 16 months. It was literally his last thing he ever said to me on the phone was, you need to pursue music, because I was going to law school, preparing to go to law school. And he said, this is too much of a gift. And he bought me all this music equipment so I could start recording. And I've been doing music since then for 3 years.
Did he talk, did he speak Afrikaans to you? Did you speak in English?
So I can speak a little bit of Afrikaans. He did, but I think because my mother's American and we did spend time in American, he kind of went in and out of it. But whenever I'm at my oma and opa's house, everyone only speaks Afrikaans.
So as ons stadig praat, verstaan jy wat ons sê?
Yeah, yes.
Dis lieflik. Your great aunt was an opera singer. Tell us a bit about her, and also your childhood in South Africa. Northcliffe, I think, was your school where you were in. Tell us a bit more about that and how it made you want to go into a music industry in the end. Your love for music.
Yeah, so with my aunt, all the way back to like the 1600s, our ancestors in France and Switzerland were traveling singers, and then they moved to South Africa, to Cape Town in the 60s, whenever everyone kind of came on the boats and came to Cape Town by trade, and they continued that singing, and so she would continue to do that. And I think there was other family members who sang, whether it was professionally or just as part of their daily kind of hobbies. That came all the way down to my father. And then, yes, I went to Laerskool Fairland, actually, for about a year. And then I went to Northcliffe Primary School. And I loved it. You know, I did the whole barefoot, going to school barefoot. My parents really wanted me to go to Afrikaans school. I didn't understand much. So it was a bit hard, but it was a great way to understand my father's culture. And I did choir, and I did praise and worship at church, and would kind of sing any chance I got. I played piano starting at 6 years old. And my first time I knew I could sing was at Laerskool Fairland. They were holding auditions for choir in grade 2, and my teacher said that, you can sing, I heard you in the bathroom, and so she forced me.
No excuses, I heard you in the bathroom. Nice.
Since then I've been singing, yeah.
Camille, what inspires you to this day, you know, having gone through so much in life and still wanting to make music, and that's your dream? What inspires you to write music, and ultimately, what do you hope your music brings?
Yeah, I think for me, in my lowest moments, it has been music and art that has saved me from a lot of depression and hardship. And I am a very empathetic person, and I just love the idea that somebody can hear a song of mine or watch me on TV and they feel inspired. A lot of us are just looking for something to hold on to, and there's not a lot of certainty in life. But the thing that doesn't change is the heart and love. And I think at the root of music is just a way of translating. People have been singing and using oral communication since the dawn of humanity, and I think it's just as normal as talking. And so I want to encourage people to tune in to what they're feeling on the inside, because that's the thing that has healed me. So I think I'm just passionate about how much it makes me happy, so I want to give that to more other people. And I hope people feel that. I've had people write to me since The Voice saying that my performances really touched them, and that really means a lot to me. It means I'm doing something right.
Yo, that is wonderful, and it's so nice that you honor your South African heritage. We're very proud about you and that your late father's musical and spiritual legacy also lives through you, and in your own way, that you inspire people through your music, and that you stand strong and firm on your faith. That is really wonderful to see. And hopefully the next time we chat will be during your tour in South Africa.
I am going to be back there. I actually went to the University of Cape Town, almost did in 2020 before COVID, and I planned to move back. So as soon as I can come visit, I'm planning on doing some tours down there. So you'll see me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. You must go to bed now, get your early night's rest in, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Dis Camille Tredoux. Gaan kyk bietjie op haar webtuiste, gaan Google net Camille Tredoux en dan kyk jy bietjie hoe ongelooflik is haar Engels stem en hoe inspirerend is haar lirieke. Bly geskakel vir Kombuis net hierna.